Well, we're back with another action-packed Tuesday with Taylor Roundup with our very own host, a man about town. I saw you. Just got shorter on me all of a sudden.
Well, yeah.
Look, I saw you in pictures this weekend. You were out walking District 4.
We were.
Daniel Seguin joins us this morning, as always we do on Tuesdays, unless he's taking PTO or traveling to SeaWorld or at Kalahari, wherever he may be.
Yes.
Welcome, my friend. Look,
Thank you.
Let's get it out of the way. The mayor let the cat out of the bag here yesterday. Samsung and Tesla, $16.5 billion contract.
We're excited.
You should be excited. And speaking of Tierra Grande Real Estate, who sponsors this show every day, and I wanted to save her for this segment. Julie, you're about to get real busy because now the literal gates to the kingdom have been opened. And everybody that was waiting to hear about when Samsung going to get a contract. Well, guess what? Not only did Samsung get a contract, they got a big one.
They got a big one.
So here we go, folks. Hang on, strap in, get ready. Here it comes, and it's going to be a wave of humanity coming our direction.
Congratulations. And thank you. We're really excited, but I will say for the folks listening that it's going to be a slow burn still. These manufacturing lines don't get stood up overnight, so I want to temper expectations just a little bit. It is very exciting, and we hope a lot of folks are excited about it.
If you don't think there are people right now over at Ben White's office making calls going, we were waiting, and now we're going.
They are.
Okay? And they're coming. Just get ready for it. Just get ready for it. Well, look, you got a guest.
I do. I've brought Councilman Kelly Cmerek on the show today. He is our council member for District 3. Welcome, Kelly.
Yeah, so glad to be here and my first ever radio appearance. So
is it really? You're very
yes, sir.
We are. We have a coffee cup for you outside.
Hey, great!
For our first appearance, people, we like to do something special for
great. We're so glad to be here. So glad you guys are here at KRXT.
Oh, you're very kind. Some
community.
People like us. Other people get really torqued every once in a while, but that's okay.
Great addition.
Thank you. We're glad to have you here. How long have you been on the council?
A little over a year now. So May of last year, the campaign went well, and
well, apparently you're here.
I'm here. And
Great.
I think I'm the last council member to be on the talk, so I think we're saving the best for last.
Who's last?
Well,
you.
Me, that's right.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I mean.
Is he the last one? Are you sure?
He's the last one of the group. We've brought everybody else on so far.
Well, he talked about you so badly there for a while. I didn't know he was ever going to bring you here.
There you go.
All this is on film, so we'll go back and check the record here.
People
Steve.
know that I'm just making a little fun on the radio today. How you been, Daniel?
Great. We had our. I was out last week. We had our 8th anniversary. My wife and I.
Boy, you take more time off than Ronald Reagan.
Well, we had a new little one, and then now we have our anniversary. So we got to celebrate the milestones in life, right?
Look, I've never learned that habit. I've always been a workaholic. And bless you for knowing how to balance things.
Well,
although I've met your wife, and she looks like she probably put a thumping on you if you crossed her.
that's definitely for sure.
Okay,
but she's a wonderful person, and I'm blessed to have her. She keeps me in line. That's
Good.
for sure.
Well, look, let's talk about. We walked some neighborhood last week, District 4.
We did.
How did that go?
District 4. A couple of things changed from last time. This time we walked twice the number of houses that we did last year, and we had far more people answer the door, which is exciting. Councilman Cmerek, what do you think? You were out there on the streets as well. From your perspective, how did it go?
we had scheduled 2 hours, and I think the group I was with in District 4, we went 2.5 hours. People were talkative, and I typically start the conversation with just tell us what's on your mind. If you have any issues, let's talk about it. And it took them a little while to warm up, but boy, once they got warmed up, they let us know what's on their mind.
Is that code for they let you have it?
In a few instances, we had sent out a couple of code enforcement letters in this particular neighborhood. So we had a couple of people waving the code enforcement letters when we were walking up. But
Merry Christmas.
Conversation went well, though.
You can blame that fella over there for passing out all those notices on all those door hangers to say, here they're coming, and they were like, oh, good.
He could have waited with the code enforcement letters a little bit later.
I got a chance to see Council Member Cobb at the 4-H FFA fundraiser that was Saturday night over at the Expo Center, and I asked her, how did it go, because it was that day, and she said, well, Steve, let me tell you this. When you want to do one of these things, you want to make sure the streets you're on are halfway in good repair, because a lot of people let them know about streets, and potholes and things like that. But you're working on it.
We are, and so what we do after the fact, and I think this is what's critical for most folks who are listening, we take all that feedback. Every single person who attends, we usually have 5 people on each team, they're all taking diligent notes. And I've been going through over the last couple of days and entering all those notes into a spreadsheet and identifying who's the proper party to address, contact information for the residents to get to respond and let them know what we did about it, and then also what our next steps are for action. And then all that information is going to go onto our website for the public to view, so they can see exactly what we heard from residents, what we did about it, and when we did it.
The thing I like about you is you're a consummate politician. You cover all the bases. Good for you. Taylor is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Because you really are conscientious about it. And I think the fact that you're actually taking the council out of chambers and going on the streets is probably a little unprecedented too. That's a bold step.
Well, a lot of people really appreciate when candidates come knocking on doors. I know you did a little bit of that, or a lot of that, during your race, Councilman Cmerek. And people really appreciate that. They feel like you're giving them the attention they need and that they're being heard. But often we stop doing that after the election's over.
Well, yeah. You knock on a door once, maybe twice during a campaign cycle, and that's the last you see of your representative for the most part. We've got a state rep that I'm having that same aggravation with that shall remain nameless, but they know who they are. It's funny how when they want something from you, it becomes priority one. But if you want to just visit with them and have them come on and talk about things, boy, they just disappear.
So much.
And I'd like to give kudos, too, to our council members, because they're not just walking their own district when we are walking
you're walking
district,
the whole city.
Yeah, we're walking the whole city.
Every council member is, for the most part, walking every single district, because they don't just represent their own district. They also represent the whole community, and they recognize that. That they should be listening to all of the community's needs while making sure they're looking out for their district, but also what the whole of Taylor needs.
And tell me what the big takeaway you had from this last weekend.
Yeah, I think just to kind of piggyback on what everybody was saying, what you guys have been saying, is people just appreciated that we were out there. And they appreciated us coming by. They would start with their issues or complaints, but by the end of the conversation, it was, man, you guys are doing a great job. Police is doing a great job. Parks and Rec are doing well. And we had a big police officer with us, so they had to say nice things about the police department. It was just, the conversations typically turn really positive by the end of the conversation.
That's good, but you let them vent, right?
Yeah.
You give them an opportunity to get a forum. It's a one-on-one with a group of people, right? So did anybody feel overwhelmed, or did anybody feel, oh my gosh, there's 5 of you?
No, there was only, I think we had 3 or 4 in my group, and I think everybody was pretty comfortable with us because we took a pretty laid-back approach. We didn't, we just kind of said we're here to listen, and people seemed to appreciate that. And again, they weren't scared to talk, so it was a good experience across the board.
In our first time we walked, we had about 50% of folks answered the door.
That's what my next question was going to be.
Yes. So I think folks are beginning to realize what this program is and expecting us coming, even with the door hangers, right? Last time, we still had some folks answer the door and weren't quite sure why we were there. This time, I haven't finished tabulating, but I think we've had about 70% of folks answer the door.
Well, we waited till they were outside working, or that's the ones we ran to right away when we seen them outside going to the car or working out in the yard. That's the ones we grabbed first. We didn't give them a chance to not answer the door.
I don't know. don't know that I would use the term grab. That's probably not. We want to grab people,
Right.
But so I would like to be a fly on the wall. I may go on one of these things.
Oh yeah,
You should.
Just to experience what you guys are going through, because I think that fascinates.
Well, and one of the main things I reiterate, we're not always perfect every time, is that we're not there to provide answers, right? If they have a question that needs an answer right away, we'll give it if they really want it. But the goal is primarily to use we have two ears and only one mouth, right? To use our ears to take in that feedback from residents and then follow up down the line if they need an answer. Staff follows up regarding those answers. But the focus is to make sure that they feel heard and they know that what they're sharing is actually going to be used and implemented.
Who all goes? Remind folks who all goes on these walks.
Yeah, so obviously all of our council members, which is why we have 5 teams, one council member for each team. Every team has a police officer as well for safety purposes, but also so that folks can share public safety related concerns.
Yeah.
We have our fire department comes out. We have Parks and Recreation came out. This time library also came out. We brought code enforcement with us, and to clarify, not to catch people with code enforcement violations, but just to receive feedback.
Sure.
And we also have some wonderful partners at the Greater Taylor Foundation. They send a volunteer for each team. And then the school district so far has sent out somebody for each walk. And so we would love to have more of our local agencies. We'd love to get the county involved, the constable's office. So the invitation is open. It's wide open.
Well,
for
you
them to
just had
participate.
Judge Redden just in the lobby as y'all were coming in. You invite her, and of course, she knows somebody on the council pretty well.
Indeed.
Paul Liao, his bunch, that'd be good. But
Yep.
Did the firemen that were on your event, did they share their lasagna recipe with everybody? Is that what they did?
I haven't had this lasagna. Are you telling me there's a secret recipe?
Every fire department is known for their lasagna, right? Every you just ask them, they'll tell you that they'll get a big smile.
I've been missing something in my life.
Their eyes will glaze over, and they'll talk about cooking.
Well, I'll have to see if it even comes close to my wife's lasagna. I got to say,
okay,
I'll have to bring one up for you one of these days.
She's a cook.
She's an incredible cook.
Really?
Yes.
Is that how she caught you with her cooking?
That was a pleasant surprise after she caught me.
You're awfully skinny for having a wife that cooks really good.
People say that too.
Yeah,
gotta be.
But I know. I have to be real careful because it's so good. So I just take small portions of all the wonderful things she makes for me, and my kids they devour it too.
Do they? So. Good for you. You're awfully dressed nice today in your purple shirt.
I love this color.
Do you?
Yes.
Purple's your color?
It's my color.
Okay. You got a busy day planned today somewhere? Interviewing anywhere we need to know about?
No. Biggest things today is
With
Taylor on foot. Gathering the feedback and
when's the next
happen.
one? You got one planned again for the
We
fall?
do. October 19th, 18th, excuse me. October 18th is the day we are walking District 1.
Where's District 1?
That is primarily the south and east side of town.
Well,
yes.
You ought to have some fun over there. I may go on that one just to see, sell popcorn. The popcorn concession over in that one might be pretty good.
The District 1 has had some recent concerns.
Well,
and we're definitely expecting to hear more about that in October.
I'm sure you will. But let's talk about today. Elon Musk, you got an agreement, right, for a $16.5 billion chip contract with a clause in it that you can't tell who it is till 2033, right? and Elon says, it's me.
Yeah.
So now everybody knows who it is and all that stuff. I mean, how cool is that Samsung's first customer is a neighbor, basically?
Yeah.
I mean, because Tesla's got the Spur out there. They ship cars all over the world. You got SpaceX, you got X, you've got Boring Company, you've got everything that Elon does is really within 30 miles.
It is.
Of where we are.
I think it's really solidifying this area as a technology hub. The synergies between Tesla, Samsung. I mean, this announcement is just it helps in so many
It's
different levels.
mind-boggling
Really
when you
is.
really think about it, right?
Yeah.
That 10 years ago, nobody in their right mind would have thought where we used to go dove hunt
Right.
out there. And seriously, we would. I know the people that own that property. We'd go out and dove hunt out that way. In 10 years from now, it would look like what it does. Drove by yesterday. Not a crane one out there. It's done, right? So now they're just going to start building the equipment to the specs of what Elon needs these chips to be. And if you ever want to know how a chip is made, Russ Bowles, for some odd reason, is a chip expert. He can explain it to you, or even we can understand it, right? And I've known Russ a long time, and I never would have thought we'd ever have had that conversation with Rusty.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a technology guy.
No, he's not. But, man, he knows his stuff, and it's such a partnership. And Rockdale's going to benefit from this as much as Taylor is. All our area, our region here, is just about to go boom.
And I was sharing on Fox 7 this morning how really
Why were you on an Austin station?
Well, because they're paying attention to Taylor, Steve.
Of course they are now.
And
they need to be.
And one of the amazing things about Samsung is how much they've been an amazing community partner before they've ever had a customer or made a dime on this facility. They've invested millions and millions of dollars into our community, into our school district, into our nonprofits, into our parks. They send money our way on a regular basis for investing. Even our streets program today is better because Samsung is here. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but before Samsung, we were doing our level up program by dumping asphalt cold on the ground, rolling it out, and smoothing it out with a tractor. And today, we're laying it hot, just like essentially you would have a contractor come in and do.
Kind of like
with
your
on
office,
staff.
isn't it? Laying it hot.
And so all of these improvements across town are just wonderful.
It's just unbelievable. Having been here for a while, right? 98. What's happened? And literally overnight.
Yeah.
If you think about the big scheme of things, you know. Maybe Taylor could go back. No, I'm not going to say this. This will cause more aggravation for me than I know what to do with. But maybe we should become the county seating.
Hey, there you go.
Williamson County out here. We're kind of a big deal all of a sudden.
Well, it really just changes the narrative about Taylor. Taylor's always been that small town, East Williamson County, poor and so forth, and bad schools and things like this. This really flips the script.
Yeah, well, number one, you got great people. And I'm
Wonderful people.
I'm going to brag on Daniel, for what he's done for the communication department. Superintendent Garcia, in my opinion, is one of the best superintendents I've ever met, and I've worked with some great ones.
Right.
She is unbelievable. When she did her school update with the chamber a few months back, the things that she impressed upon with me about how wonderful things are here in this district, and don't pay any attention to what they say down in Austin.
Right.
This district is making things happen. You've got Taylor had that reputation, right, of being we don't want to grow, we want to keep it simple, we got the good old boy deal going, the cave people are out and about and all that, but all of that is just gone, gone. And you got people that care about the past and care about things like the Dan Moody Museum and the Taylor Foundation, what they do, and all those things. You got that as a great base. You got a beautiful downtown that I think is just going to explode in the next 18 months now with all this.
And you didn't mention Ben White.
I didn't.
Think about Ben White and somebody like him. He's one of the top, if
I've
not the top guy in Austin area for economic development.
I've known Ben forever.
Yeah.
Okay, when he and I were involved in the chamber down in Round Rock, right? I mean, Ben's an impressive guy. Ben's one of the reasons why we're here.
Absolutely.
Okay, because I just think the world of that guy, and he's sharp as a tack. I went over yesterday and saw Regina. And said, look, how come the phone's about to ring off the wall? You're going to have to install extra outlets in here to catch all these calls. And they were just grinning from ear to ear. We know.
Yeah.
We know. And I swear it's Ben. He's in a meeting. I said, I bet he is.
It's amazing. When we first interviewed him, I never thought he would come to Taylor because, again, he had such a big reputation as one of the best guys in the Austin area. So I didn't think we had a chance of landing him. But when we started talking about all the synergies and the momentum with Samsung, I think he just saw this as being the place to be.
It's a perfect fit for Ben to be here.
Absolutely.
You know, and he's such a workable with other people kind of guys. You know, he's one of those, everybody likes him.
Right.
And then our economic development team, and I'll give Bill Gravel credit too, as county judge, when all this started, and Russ, all these people. We're going to Korea? Do what?
Right.
What? Explain this to me, right? And look how it's turning out. Yeah. Hasn't turned out yet, like you say, but look where it's headed.
Where it's headed. It's pretty impressive.
Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Come on.
Good stuff.
One thing that I wanted to ask you, Councilman, is as we're looking to the near future, right? We're a little over a year into your term on council. What are you most excited about coming into this next budget cycle? What are you really looking forward to get done before the next election?
You know, Steve talked about it earlier, but this downtown has tremendous potential. We have a cool downtown. We're not technically meeting our potential right now, but the potential is there. So I'm excited about our new downtown director, Sean Johnson, that's starting on, I think, August the 25th. Mm-hmm. So he'll be starting, and we're really going to try to take the downtown to the next level because, in my opinion, it's all about activities, events, to really drive traffic downtown, to really make Taylor a destination, downtown Taylor the destination, premier destination in this part of the county. And I think he's going to be a catalyst to do that. So I'm excited about him coming on board soon. In addition to all the infrastructure things that we're doing, because that's obviously in Taylor, we have older infrastructure, and that's a big impetus for not only this council, but the prior council. So we're spending money. And right now we have money to spend because we've been fortunate with some of the sales and use tax that we've gotten from Samsung. We had extra money that we've garnered over the last 2 or 3 years, so we've been able to improve some streets. We just finished T.H. Johnson. We're getting ready to do Lake Drive. Obviously, last year we did 2nd Street here. So there's just a lot of different infrastructure improvements that we're in the process of doing. I'm excited about that because that's the problem is we didn't do that for many, many years, and we didn't do it because we didn't have the money. Mm-hmm. But due to all the changes that are going on in Samsung, we have it now. It's exciting to see that happening.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier the slow burn. You know, a lot of folks expected Samsung announcement, and suddenly all of our streets are going to get fixed all at once. All of our pipes are going to get fixed. No more water leaks.
That's what you told people, though. No, just kidding. We didn't say that.
I take no credit for any announcements made prior to June 24.
prior to your arrival. I will say one thing about 2nd Street. Okay, having driven that a lot, you must have run a lot of dentists out of business. Because no longer do you crack a tooth or break a filling or a crown or anything like that because it's slick, smooth sailing all the way out to the loop.
You know, it is really nice to have a 2nd Street redone. Sometimes we wish we wouldn't have taken it over from the state, but it is kind of nice to be able to, now that we have the funds, to properly maintain it and make it a really nice street for Taylor like it's always been.
Well, it's a gateway. You know, that's a major gateway into the city. Right?
It is.
And you always want your gateway entrances to your city to really make a statement.
Indeed.
Like that sign. I had no idea that Welcome to Taylor sign was based on the old motel.
Yeah, Carlo Motel.
The Carlo Motel. That's just neat. When you remember your past, you're destined not to make the same mistakes. And that's just a cool image for Taylor.
It is, and you know, honoring our history is something that's really important, I think, to residents here in Taylor to recognize where we come
Seguin, from. Right? You know the history of the Seguin family. Obviously, you know history is important to you, and that's now. Councilmember, tell me, how long have you lived here and your background?
I've been here my whole life.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Family came here. They were farmers, so they came
Czech?
here. I am half Czech and half German.
See, you're the perfect guy. I'm full German, so I mean Czech and German together. We like kolaches. We like drinking a little little adult beverage here and there,
There you go.
and we like polka music, which we certainly feature here.
Yeah, Yaksemash.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, wife, kids.
Yeah, married 30 years, 3 kids are all at the house, so we're empty nesters trying to figure that out.
You don't look that old to me.
Well,
Boy,
thank you.
It's the heritage, I
Yeah.
guess, that keeps us looking young.
Something
What
like
are you
that.
laughing at over there? He doesn't look like he'd be an empty nester, does he?
No. I was
We
just looking
started
at your
young.
hair when you said we. You were putting yourself into that category. That's all.
Yeah, you didn't look at me from
Well,
the back.
this-
It's pretty shallow back here.
This has been we'd like to appreciate Daniel Seguin for being with us for the last episode of a look at, Taylor Roundup. Thank you for playing Good Hair. Good hair. Rude.
We'd
Look,
like to-
we kind of need to wrap it up, though, today, because we've got one more report we got to go through to Cameron out there. But, Council Member, thank you for coming.
Yeah, you bet.
We'd love to have you back anytime. Come without Daniel. It's a lot more interesting.
Yeah, have a lot more fun, wouldn't we?
Mayor Areola purposely comes in on Mondays. He says, I want to be able to say what I want to say without Daniel looking me over the shoulder kind of deal.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding, buddy. It's good to see you. Thank you
Good to
so
see you.
much for all the transparency and the excitement, and everybody's talking about it. How does it feel, Daniel, to be the center of the global attention with the news of Samsung and Tesla?
It's extremely exciting. And, whenever I came to Taylor, I knew it was going to be big. I knew there was going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of growth. Mm-hmm. But I don't think anyone will quite understand it until they get here.
No.
All these companies that are looking at Taylor, I don't think they'll quite get it until
What's
it's
the
here.
furthest phone call you've got, furthest news organization that's reached out to you so far based upon this?
I'd have to measure which is farther, but I'm pretty sure it's, obviously Korea. We've gotten some phone calls from there. And then D.C., we've had a couple of phone calls from D.C. as well. So
How about that? That's congratulations. And nobody's better at articulating Taylor's message than you are.
Yeah,
And I mean that with all sincerity when I say that. I've dealt with a lot of people, and you're one of them I've dealt with. You're listening to Hometown Highlights, the Taylor Roundup. That's kind of funny, wasn't it? The Taylor Roundup, and you're one of them. You're listening to Hometown Highlights right here on 98.5 KRXT Rockdale, Taylor, where he just broke the microphone right here.